What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris with the Flipping Live Show. This is episode 19, 18. I don't know. I'm getting lost in my days here. But today's guest, does the fish give any indication? It's Hustlin Hooks, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
We're good. We're good. We're surviving.
Good.
Yes.
Behind as usual, but good.
Mhm.
I think as a reseller, we're always behind. It's just we don't like to tell people that. It's not good for social media, to be honest.
No, it's the best, to be honest.
No. That's actually I usually don't go into the same like questionnaire. I have no script. I just kind of ramble. I think we found you guys like, I know the video. It had to do with like a massive monster high lot.
Okay.
So that was the first video that I'd seen, and then like I'm more engaging on Instagram than I am on YouTube, because YouTube, other than doing live shows, it's too much work for my brain. As far as I make more money just selling stuff, so I focus on that. But you guys were kind of what I consider the leaders in the pot and pan industry for people, which is an area that is not looked at when you go to thrift stores a lot. Most people, it's clothes, shoes, DVDs, CDs, VCRs, and then randomly you guys are like, pots and pans sell for good money, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We actually just got matching pots and pans tattoos. So if you put our butt cheeks together, my left butt cheeks closes the lid on her right butt cheek.
Oh my god!
But
it's like,
is in the
how
middle.
long did it take you to think of that?
Just instant.
There's like a 4-foot difference that you have to like.
Yeah, it's so awkward to get like. So we'll send you a picture afterwards of our rear ends so you can kind of see it.
Awesome.
It's on our fans only website, or whatever it's called.
Well, see, that's another part of hustling, reselling that has its own niche and its own community, is like the OnlyFans style. Like I always told Stacy, I have no problem like smashing food with my feet and just filming it if people want to pay for it. I mean, I think it's gross, but
oh man, there's a market out there for sure.
Who am I to judge?
Who are you? Yeah, that's right.
Let me say hi to people in the chat, because I'm the worst for the chat. Stacy's in the chat. She's camera shy, so she usually handles it. But we got Keith, we got Javelina Flips. What's up, Annie? WBK, Dixon. You bringing out all the big guns today. We got Tim. Shout out Tim.
Legend Tim.
What's up, Ryan and Lindsay? Marcus, and then of course Stacy. Oh, there's Zach. I guess you guys just gave him.
Man.
And we got Mike, aka Jiggly Mike. Forever his name to me.
I used to sing the Jigglypuff song to our daughter, and she was having a hard time, from like the original Pokemon, where it's just Jigglypuff over and over again.
Awesome. I think that's actually where he got his name too. So that's even.
Yeah.
Just watched the Hustlin Hooks video on jeans. Yeah, that's usually how it works. That's the other thing.
We put good
you guys
karma
were the
out.
first ones that I saw stuffing jeans in flat rate envelopes, not padded, flat rate envelopes.
Yeah, that's her.
And I was like, this is genius.
I'm not paying an extra 50 cents.
Yeah.
Hey, it adds up though. If you selling 10, 15 pairs of jeans a day, that 50 cents adds up. So especially in the reselling world, where you either have people complaining all the time about shipping prices, or people not using the proper box, or you'll see. I had to get out a lot of Facebook groups, because you'd see if someone post a picture of the box and they'd be like, my buyer's mad because they had to pay $9. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's a medium flat rate box, and you put a priority sticker on it.
Chris, let me give you my experience with one eBay Facebook group, just like the one big one. I went in there, and literally like 17 out of 19 posts were all negative, and it was just complaints. So I posted something like, hey guys, you guys are kind of negative here. Like, this is a nice thing. eBay is a great way to make a living. We're very happy doing it. And it got like flooded. Like 90% of people are like, you just wait 6 months from now, you're going to be miserable like the rest of us, you piece of blah. Like, it was just like, what's the point of this? And then I left the group like a day and a half later. I was like, this is so stupid.
I'm still in them sometimes. I see some good stuff for sure. I just kind of scroll past the negative Nancy's now.
I just can't. It's too much. Like, between I do most of our social media interactions. So between doing that keeps me busy enough, or like reading somebody's negativity is just like, yeah, I'm not interested.
you go in there to leave something positive and everybody just destroys you. You're like, cool, well, self-esteem shattered. I'm out.
No, something like that. No, my self-esteem is fine, but
Lindsay has an idea for a viral video.
Yeah,
I think
please.
It's a good idea. Once we get Shaq to sign on to it, done.
This could work.
I think it works because Shaq is pretty involved in doing crazy stuff all the time. Like you see videos of him just showing up and playing basketball with kids and like just playing in the street. I'm just like, what? And then
first I have to learn how to dunk. I think I've dunked the ball 1.5 times in my life. So
maybe
twice.
You just have to stand on your tiptoes.
Right. Just that easy.
With the Facebook group, WBK is the only Facebook group that I'm still a part of, mostly because he lets me troll people that post the negative stuff or like what I consider the dumb stuff. Not too bad, but he usually gets rid of those people pretty quickly. But yeah, it's funny on Instagram, everyone seems really, helpful and wants to be a part of it and everybody's into it. And maybe it's just because I avoid all the negative. Maybe it's there too, but Facebook is just horrible.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things that drew me to you guys is you are kind of similar to me, whereas you just say what it is. You don't sugarcoat shit. You just, hey guys, it's work. Get off your ass. Stop being lazy. It's work. And I think a good majority of people need to hear that, whether they think they do or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to find a balance sometimes. It's like, because we also, we're monetized on social media, right? And in whatever regard you want to think of that. So it's kind of hard to find the exact balance of like, how truthful can I really be while also, building this brand and then also, providing a service to people. So it's.
I think you're very truthful.
I try. I mean,
try about hiding that like, jerk behavior.
No, just, I don't know. I guess I do my best. Thank you for the compliments. But yeah, no, it is what it is. There is on Instagram, I think we received two like super negative comments or DMs. One of them was like some random guy was like, no matter how much you guys sell on eBay, you're still whack AF or something like that. Like I'm me personally, like I'm just like not cool, I guess.
Oh,
and so I wrote back like, hey man, like I hope you have a nice day. I hope things get better for you. And he replied, he's like, oh yeah, it's just really tough for me the last few weeks. And I'm like, you don't want to be a jerk to strangers. You never know when you could need some help. And then the other one was very similar. She said something like, F your whack spreadsheet or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry that you're unhappy. It was literally user error. She didn't know how to use Excel.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just having a bad day. I'm venting to you. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
So now you need to add therapist to your little info on your Instagram handle.
Punching bag.
Yeah. But that's like 2 out of like thousands and thousands of DMs. So
sure. Yeah. Whatever. I mean, you're gonna get those. Walter's just people are horrible, period. He started like a catchphrase and he has a merch line. It's just like don't be a shithead. That was kind of
I've seen it. Yeah.
I love it. It's just we don't get a lot of negative as far as like people like, oh, you suck or anything like that. Not on this now. On my personal Instagram, oh my goodness. Because I have like alter ego that I do and it's a different world. But yeah, that guy gets destroyed a lot. But I mean, I have so many kids that tell me I'm a loser. I don't need random strangers to tell me I'm a loser. Like, oh, you're doing your little YouTube show? That's pretty lame, Dad.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks, kid.
Yeah, enjoy your dinner that this paid for. No. What would you say? I mean, we did pots and pans for a while. My hands just got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I'm just don't want to wear gloves. I've never, even with like changing rat poison and I just don't wear gloves. It's just, I remember, hey, when you're done, wash your hands. Don't go right into your French fries. 11 years in pest control. I only poisoned myself once. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good odds. What's your favorite thing to sell?
Oh, I really like selling vintage.
Yeah.
Anything really, but sweaters. I just like to look at them. They're nice. They're pretty. I like to find them.
Yep.
I don't really care. We went when we were doing that store buyout a couple of weeks ago. I was looking through a box of video games, and Jay was, oh, you're gonna be excited about those. And I looked at him like, the only thing I'm excited about is the margins. Like I don't care. Like, you give me a used hot dog bun or a rare video game, like whatever. As long as people are willing to pay for it and the margins are there, it doesn't matter. We have to. We're still tweaking. We said this in our video yesterday. Like we're still so brand new to all of this. There's so much to learn. I think as far as like favorite categories, we have to really dive deep into what we're actually selling, and then eliminate all the time that we waste on things like removing stains from an article of clothing that's only going to bring a $15 net profit, or laundering extra clothing, or being picky on things, so on and so forth. So.
And it's always important to note that things are always going to change. Markets change too. So sometimes people who are like, well, I've been selling for 20 years and my store is doing terribly. It's like, well, if you're selling the same things that you were selling 20 years ago, that's probably why.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing now might not be my favorite thing next month or next year.
Yeah.
So. True. Yeah, I asked the question because you guys sell literally like anything that you can make money off, which with you saying that, you margins is where it matters to you, which that's when we were like doing real heavy dumpster and stuff like that. We had just everything. Mm-hmm. And then my brain personally couldn't just handle like, okay, well, where the hell is this? What did I do with that? And just, I felt like a pack rat more than a reseller. So then I was like, hey, let's look at the hard numbers. What are we actually selling the most of? And let's go towards that direction. So we kind of niche down, but when you go to the bins, if you see something cool that you can sell,
right.
If I'm looking for shoes only, but I see some awesome vintage t-shirt, mm-hmm. I'm getting that vintage t-shirt.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, 100%.
So, but yeah, that's I see a lot of people are either I'll sell anything I can make $1 on, and then a lot of people are like, oh, I'll find one thing and stick to it. And I think it comes down to more of like your personality and how you can handle the amount of inventory, because I think that's another thing people don't really think or talk about when they get into reselling is you're going to have stuff. And if you're a minimalist, it's going to be very hard to learn that this stuff is a necessity. So inventory and like keeping track of it. And I know that's something you guys are kind of working on. And one of your last videos, you were talking about, we ship in the living room, we take photos in here, we have stuff here. And that's how we've been for some time. We just got storage units. We have one. The one on the left is for new. The one on the right is for used inventory. And
yeah, that's a good idea. I was thinking about that the other day.
Trying to keep, and then also just getting it out of the house. That way, home base is more just, lives once a week, and then this is where we do our shipping. But other than that, home is home, and separate work a little bit. So you guys are looking. Oh, I just sold something. Sorry. I usually don't sell things on the lot.
Congratulations.
We bring good karma.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah, just going back on the category question, I think that you need to, like, if you're going to start doing this or try to do this, you need to taste all the flavors, to try all the categories and see which ones you like and don't like and learn. So if you get into, I wouldn't focus all my attention on like vintage fishing reels, for example, because those are going to be pretty hard for you to find. So it really just depends. Like, are you doing this as a hobby? Is this your actual side hustle? Is this your job? Is this your career? It just depends. But my advice would be don't just, if Ryan and Lindsay are selling shoes and they're doing really well on it, don't just go and start selling shoes because they're doing it. Or if, Rally Roots is selling vintage t-shirts, don't just go after that market. Just try each market and see what connections you can make and what you can prosper in, because the opportunity is out there for literally almost any category you can think of. It just depends.
Definitely. And if once you narrow down what you like to do, you'll find different avenues to find the things that you like to sell. I know there's a lot of jewelry sellers who go to the estate sales, and that's their primary market. And that would be a great category to learn for anybody, but there's a lot of attention to detail that's involved in that, and a little bit more skill too. So it's just like Adine said, there's an area for everybody.
For sure. I think you have to find what you enjoy. Like you said, we get people that'll message us on our YouTube videos about shoes, and they're just like, I can't believe you stick your hand in shoes and clean shoes. Like, why would anybody want to clean shoes? And I'm like, I clean my own personal shoes. Why not clean something that's going to make me money? And I get it.
People are weird.
People, I mean, everyone's an expert. You know, we, especially on social media, everyone is the expert. So we had like a guy, not to go too off topic, we had a guy a few videos ago. He basically said that we paid $800. We did another store buyout, $800 for about like $3,000 of inventory, like, you know, before fees and taxes and all that good stuff, the actual value. So for us, the math makes sense. And he like wrote something like, oh, it's going to take you 2 to 3 weeks to process this just to make this much. It's like, dude, we processed it in a day and a half. Literally, like her entire store be processed in a day and a half. So it's just, I don't know, if you have thin skin and you're easily manipulated, then stay off the internet, because there's too many people that are going to be experts.
I agree. And that kind of, staying off the internet goes for a lot more than just reselling as well. Like this, you got to have thick skin in this world. And I don't know when it started getting very soft, but I'm glad that I was, I guess, raised with a leather hand, because I have it as well.
Sure.
Big Drift says, good morning from Alaska. What's the latest on acquiring the warehouse space? I know you guys had been looking. You sent an offer. They countered, you guys walked away. And that's the hardest part. We're dealing with that as well too. We're trying to find an actual warehouse instead of just multiple storage units, but it's a new game to get into.
It's been a process for sure. We definitely, as much as we want to get our stuff out of here, we also have to make sure we're comfortable at the price point. So that is the biggest thing. Grand Rapids is sort of a growing, it's not a big city, but it's also not like a super small city where you can find something super cheap anywhere. So that's been a struggle. So we're sort of trying to get creative and think of other solutions. We've opened it up. We thought maybe if we get another house, then we could work out of the house. And then when we are ready to move into like a bigger space, we can either flip that house or we can rent it out. And it would sort of be like a double extra income as well. So but we're still looking, and we're open to ideas.
We have 2 real estate agents looking for us. We have one on the, finance a house that makes sense, and then one on the commercial side. So we'll see what they come up with. He just sent me a list yesterday. I didn't even show you yet because none of them made any sense. Well, none of them made sense because they were all like office and like second floor. It's like, no, I just literally just give us a box, like just a bathroom, little kitchenette. I don't care if it's shag carpet or cement or sand. Like, it doesn't matter. Just give me space. I just need to build racks and a few workstations, and we're good. But we're ecstatic to get out. We were thinking to like start looking in January, but we need to just do it now because we have people lining up wanting to sell us their inventory in bulk, and we don't know where to put it.
That was
buy it, but
I'm glad you mentioned the people wanting to sell you stuff, because you'd said something in your video where you guys toured the warehouse that I mentioned to Stacy. I was like, it almost sounded like a consignment shop, but it was better. You had said that you wanted a storefront where people could bring stuff to you. Right. That maybe they were going to go donate, and you just pick out what you want, and then they can still go donate. And I'm just like, my brain was like, genius. You're bringing me the money. I don't have to go look for it. That's amazing.
That's the next level. If you're doing this type of business, when you can get delivered goods, that's what you want to do. I mean, the amount going to thrift stores and garage sales is fun. But it's a huge waste of time as well.
Well, it's a time suck. I don't know if it's a waste of time. You do get wasted time in there because you have to sift more. But it's also because of the way that thrift stores are set up these days, you're getting second picks even at the thrift, even on the new racks, because they've already gone through and they're like, well, we're going to sell it on our store. So you're seeing less and less thriftable items at your thrift store. So that's a big thing of getting them to bring it to you, so you're the one picking through it.
Yeah, that's a topic I used to engage people in online, and then I just kind of gave up, because you would always have those people that are like, oh, you resellers making these videos is why the prices are going up, and this is why Goodwill's now selling the stuff online instead of putting it on the shelves. And I'm like, actually, it's because the market is at an all-time high for secondhand. It has nothing to do with us. It's because more people are buying used stuff because we're all broke. It has nothing to do with resellers.
No, it's like you're broke, and I think people are more and more conscientious of what's actually going on in this world, as far as like the millions of containers of waste that we as a world population contribute to. Right. So I think it's a bit of both. It's
so but it's definitely not resellers. It's all it's just general economics and then wastefulness. I mean, we have two plastic islands floating in the ocean, and every time somebody does a story on like Ghana or something where they just live on top of used clothes.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah, that is why.
It's a lot of people. It's the fast fashion industry is the problem. It's not the resellers.
I'm a firm believer that there's enough clothes in this world already. Like, we could stop making clothes for the rest of human history, and we would be fine. I'm sure.
There's a few brands that should stop just because it's just horrible. I mean, I've been wearing the same band shirts for 20 years, which is good. It's great, and it's also sad that I've been this big for the last 20 years.
At least you're consistent.
You ever lost that damn weight?
I just got fat at a young age. It was like, this is where I'm going to stay, and I'm just.
I like this shape.
I like this shape. Hopefully I find someone that likes it too, and let's just go with it. Paul says awesome Hustlin Hooks and the below average Chris. I thought Paul was mad because I'd been messaging him and he'd been ghosting me for a few weeks. I was like, damn, how did I make this Viking mad at me?
Oh man.
Walter, you know how many places Chris has stuck his hands. Yeah,
your chat is wild.
You got some wild people in your chat.
Like it.
Does anyone want these shoes? They're brand new Nike Air Maxes. I'd like to give them to someone. I don't know how to pick. They're size US 12.
We've tried giving them away a couple times, and the winners don't claim them. So
the funniest
women, men's.
Pretty
they're
sure
men's.
I mean, it's 2021, so they could just be.
Oh no, they are women's.
It's women's 12, so you can flip them or you can wear them. I don't care.
They're sweet.
They're smart. Yes, they're brand new. The funniest joke. How about the funniest joke?
Yeah, you guys in the chat. I mean, it's they're gonna give it to you guys. I'm gonna let you guys pick whoever you want out of anybody in the chat, except Stacy. You can't pick Stacy.
Sounds good.
What Walter's referring to here about my hand is this. I've had a lot of crazy jobs, and I used to work at a adult viewing room store, and my job every night was at 4 a.m. kick everybody out of the rooms, and then I had to clean up the rooms.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I have literally been hustling for my whole life.
Paying you a lot of money for this?
I was making about $1,000 a week, and it was in between when I was a touring musician. So I would come back home. I just needed a job for a few months before we went back on the road. And I just happened to find, I went from Starbucks, which I hated, to cleaning up. I learned all kinds of new things about myself and other people.
Oh my gosh. That's a taste of humanity. I feel like most of us can do without.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a great YouTube channel because the stories, they'll never leave.
Oh, for sure.
So I've done a bunch of weird stuff like that.
Don't be lazy, chats. Let's hear a joke, some sort of like the best dad joke or mom joke or something. I'll take them, won't cut it.
Yeah. There's stores here won't take donations. Yeah, so that's one thing I mentioned on the last live is our Goodwill's actually stopped accepting donations, but they were still accepting them. They were just no longer processing them. What they were doing is they started renting city waste containers, and they would throw all the stuff in there. And then every morning the city would take them to the dump. And so people like me and other resellers started just digging in it and taking all the free inventory because why not?
Sure.
So there were other people in there with you?
Yes. I always have to put this preface it like it was not illegal in our state. Cops came. They're like, hey, make sure you clean up before you leave. So we weren't stealing from poor people or from Goodwill, everybody. But then they stopped doing that because I guess it was bad publicity. And now they just pack them inside Goodwill semi-trailers and then take them somewhere.
Oh, no.
So stupid.
But yeah, they're no longer accepting donations at most of the locations around us. I don't know what's going on in their syndrome. I barefoot and need some shoes. I mean, the grammar was funny. I barefoot. Sounds like an app. How do you get a country girl? I don't know how.
There's gotta be a punchline to that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're asking because I sound like a redneck or
this isn't a dating. This is not about dating.
Nobody is tasting it. Jesus Christ! I'm still waiting on the punchline. Did I miss it?
No, I don't know. Keep scrolling down. There's a joke. There's a joke. A few ones. There's one. Which is the most?
Which bear is the most condescending? A panda.
Duh.
Okay. Hey, at least we got a joke.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Devin. Thanks for participating.
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Sophisticated.
Sophisticated.
Oh.
Sophisticated.
Oh, all right.
I have no education. I don't know if that's a joke or
I said the second part of the
proclamation. How many resellers does it take to screw in a light bulb? I knew.
How many?
Walter used to be a stand-up comedian, so I'm kind of like hoping that he comes out with some good stuff.
I had a late night chat with Walter. I don't know if he wants to admit this or not, but we became friends pretty quickly.
He probably doesn't want to admit to that.
Probably not, but because we're very similar in height and beauty, I think one day we're actually gonna meet each other. And he lives a couple hours away, which is sweet.
Yeah, you guys had mentioned Grand Rapids. I used to spend my summers there with my grandparents.
Oh, yeah.
And we go to, all I remember is, of course, it's food related. Furcano's Pizza, like extremely greasy pizza. And we would go down to the fountain with the lake that has a fountain that talked.
Oh, yeah, Grand Haven.
Yeah, in Grand Haven.
Yeah.
It was like a fountain on the lake and it would light up and talk. And I'm just like, this is all you got? Why am I here for this summer?
Yeah.
I think that's the winner.
Oh, because it mentions a dad?
Yeah, go to the next one, Chris.
When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes a parent. That is pretty good.
You win. I don't know if you follow us on Instagram. If you do it. Send like a message now, Mr. Coffee for Favre, because I'm sick of holding on to these. If you don't claim them, I'm going to resell them for profit.
I do like Walter's jokes.
Walter
finally got the punchline. It takes 8 resellers, 1 to screw it in and 7 to complain about how you're screwing up the light bulb market. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
A dean is convicted by the court, but the judge does not know what would be his worst punishment. He's had to sentence Eden to live on a Bosnian pension.
Oh, boy. I don't think that'd be tough.
So I have to read all that. That's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, that was a lot of words. You're out.
I'll read it on the side. He decides to the Bosnian pension. Yeah, at least he knows the Bosnian economics. That's good.
I'm afraid for the calendar, its days are numbered. Walter said that you guys have been friends for like 9 months before Dean got high and messaged me at 2 a.m.
Facts.
Awesome. I told you this show just goes wherever it goes. I don't.
That's fine.
We go off the rails. It's fine.
I just needed to perfect sending now. Awesome. I'm gonna check. Or do you want to check? You have your phone with you. Your phone.
Oh yeah. Awesome. We're in a very precarious situation.
We won the shoes, guys. I'm also giving away this 4-foot plush from Bass Pro Shops. I mean, I freaking Hustlin Hooks on. Why not give away a fish? It sells for $40, $45 on eBay, and it terrifies my 2-year-old. So I need it out of the house.
All right, cool. All right, Mr. Scott Folger, you win. That's coffee for Favre. All right, sweet. So just send us your address and we'll send you some shoes.
Walter, you could never screw up my live stream. As soon as I hit live, it's already a train wreck. Stacy said to read Annie's, so I'm trying to scroll up. Did I miss it? Oh. There was a fire at my local Goodwill. Someone died of secondhand smoke. That's pretty good. That's a good joke.
I read that. I didn't think it was a joke.
Wait,
I was like,
I thought that was serious. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's too bad.
I was like, am I supposed to say? Like, are we supposed to say something now, or like rest in peace?
You actually thought someone died. No, that's pretty good.
Why are you putting Why would you? See, she did too. That's awful, Annie.
Yeah, the fact that there's a "that's awful" comment means that the joke was just right at that perfect line of funny / potentially.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say. It's like, this is not the time to talk about this.
Oh, so these are good now. The Will Smith. How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince.
Right.
Dun, dun.
Okay, we're gonna have to find more shoes.
I know, now everybody's just like rolling with them. Why do fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? Because they get a hole in one. That's a dad joke right there.
That's very deadly.
That's very. She said she thought the joke was awful. Usually those are the ones I laugh the hardest at, though. Or my kids will hear it on TikTok and they'll be like, "Hey, what does this mean?" I'm like, "Oh, ask your mother."
Gosh.
I'm just a lame guy on YouTube. You go ask your mom.
How many of those childrens do you have around now? Is it 8?
6 in the house.
6 in a house?
Yes. 2 gone.
That's six times how many we have.
It is. Yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm working on an app / I don't know what. It's definitely a side hustle where people that want to potentially, they think they're ready for children or they already have one and like, oh, I want 2, is you can rent out whatever age group so you can see, you want to have a daughter? Let me show you what a 16-year-old daughter's like. You can rent her for a couple. I mean, I know it sounds bad when you say you can rent my kid for a few hours. I know that sounds bad. I got to fix the verbiage, but
yeah, it's all about.
You're gonna have to vet the users.
Yeah, I want people to experience what a 5-year-old is like in the middle of a store or a restaurant.
I think it's all about the advertising. You can't say rent my 16-year-old daughter for a week, but if you say something like, I can't think of a good one.
Have you had you have 11 kids, right?
No, 8. Oh God.
Oh, 8. I think I had 11. I don't know where that number came from.
I would 8 is at the point where I'm okay with not 11. I'd kill myself. Sorry.
8's that sweet
spot. You worked with somebody who was it 18?
Yeah.
Same woman.
Rabbi Weingarten. Rabbi Weingarten. If you're he's a rabbi. Rabbi Weingarten, if you're watching, I miss you. I used to work in food manufacturing. We had kosher products, so he would come in and bless the line and do rabbi stuff. And I talked to him. And he had 18 children, and it's just like, yeah, like 3 of them were already rabbis. Like 5 are on their way. It's just like, okay, that's
5 on the way.
5 on the way to become rabbis. Rabbinical school.
Oh, lots of big families.
Yeah.
7 kids.
7 kids. 7. Oh my God, 7 boys.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I don't even know where I would put a second one, to be honest.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't have another room for another child, so.
That's always that's the fun part. So if we just have, let's say we have just the 2 youngest ones because the other kids are out playing or at someone's house, and we go to a store or we're at a restaurant and people are like, "Oh, yeah, do you have any more children?" We're like, "Oh yeah, we have 8." And then I always just wait for the facial expression because it's going to be like, "What did you just say?" Or it's like, "Oh." You randomly get the person that's got my sense of humor that's just like, "Why?"
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, so we have 6 in the house. Two are both in the Army, both stationed at different places. One's a drone operator. Don't like it when they say pilot, apparently. And the other one is actually he's an AIT now to become a helicopter mechanic. He wants to get a job with like Boeing or something.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
I was just like, hey, I don't care what you do, just get out. I did my best. Good luck. Was he just? Was your rabbi just picking up orphans off the street?
I think we clarified they were all his natural children.
Yeah, one poor woman.
Yeah, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I told Stacy when we first started getting into social media and YouTube and stuff. I was like, oh, we should just advertise it that we're just like John and Kate +8 of reselling, but don't get the Karen haircut and I won't go to strip clubs.
There you go. I don't know who those people are, but they sound lovely.
It was a TLC show a long time ago.
Oh.
It ended in divorce. Yeah. So
I don't
they
care.
couldn't have kids, and then she got some kind of magic shot, and then she had 8.
Yes.
in one shot.
Yeah. There was like a string of that going around for a while. Like it was some sort of like fertility drug. And then these women would end up being like, oh, I'm having 10 babies.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the things that I don't care about.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're better off not knowing about any of the stuff that I've just said in the last 10 minutes.
Perfect.
That's pretty cool. Send them out. I don't know what we missed in the chat, but we missed something. Anyway, I think it was Annie. I'm going to send you the fish because your secondhand smoke joke was hilarious. So you win the fish because that was a good joke. My 2-year-old here's the eBay cha-ching and shout
so
sale.
Cute.
That's awesome.
I'm just imagining that in like a 2-year-old voice. Cha-ching. They have the cutest little voices.
Yeah, Stacy. I started turning my volume up on my phone so she could hear the cha-ching. It gets her more excited.
Mm-hmm.
She said, oh, now I get it. Especially now that she's more. Well, I mean, this is week 2 of us being full time. I know we kind of said we were going to do it starting in December, but this is our second week. Everybody, yay! we're just learning our routine, our schedule right now. So far, it's wake up in the morning, kids to daycare, kids to school. Hit the gym. After the gym, we go to the warehouse and we immediately start taking photographs of the new inventory. And then we can usually get about 100 to 125 pairs of shoes done in about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll pull the solds for the day. And then we come home and pack them. And then our day's done usually around noon. And then we can go resell or go thrift or whatever we want to do.
Yeah. You guys are pretty heavy with hammock, right?
Yes. So we are going to start trying to maybe do some listing, like vintage stuff, because that's not really a good forte for them at this current moment. But with like the new shoe inventory, just here's your photos, do the work. It's working great for us.
Good.
Cool.
And cool. We built our relationship with the RVA team to where I don't really have to check the drafts that much. So yeah, it works great. It feels like Stacy and I are full time, but we have like a team of employees that, by U.S. standards, we pay very horribly.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's going good so far. It's working for us.
Good.
And I hated listing. So
yeah, it's a time suck.
It's something that is a necessity, but it's not something that I enjoyed. So it was cool to pass that on to somebody else. For now. What was this? Stacy P. People ask me if I don't have a hobby. Yeah.
I have too many kids.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we usually have like baseball or something going on. I mean, I think we have like a Halloween thing at the daycare, and I haven't decided. Last year we dressed up as old people. I don't know what we're doing this year.
I got a wig for Jessica. I really wanted her to be an old lady because she does this thing where we go, what's the old lady saying? She goes, but she won't keep the wig on. So she's been a unicorn princess the last 2 Halloween things I've taken her to. So
that's our current problem with the youngest, the 2-year-old, is if you put anything on her, it's immediately coming off.
Yeah. So this one, it just ties around her neck and she's stuck.
Yeah. She'll hold the thing that candy goes in. That's like, she's like, this is my costume. Put stuff in it.
Oh, it's fun anyway.
No, Stacy. We don't shout out hammock on our live stream. We already get paid. We're a few months into full time and still working out the routine. Yeah, that's the thing that I think you have to get a system in place. Like, I know you guys are. You guys have a specific system, or is it just kind of still? Is it chaos or?
It's pretty chaotic with things set up. I mean, we generally do the same things every day, but we're not like, 8 a.m. this, 9 a.m. this, 10 a.m. this. And then specific days, we kind of know what we have to get done on those days. So we have a general outline, but it could definitely be more structured. I think once we have like a dedicated space, that will come along with it, but it's always tweaking depending on what needs to get done and what we brought for inventory. Yep. That's the thing about selling different inventory too, is it takes different amounts of time to process different categories. So if we have an influx of shoes, then depending on how clean or dirty they are, that's a certain amount of time. And then if it's pots and pans, that's a certain amount of time. So it varies.
Yeah, we have our listing goals. So we have 2 eBay accounts. We want to list 10 on one and 20 on the other every single day. And then on the weekends, we'll try to get, 10, 15 listings up throughout the weekend when we have some downtime.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not good. Like so I come from manufacturing. I know the basics of Six Sigma, which is just basic manufacturing lingo for efficiency. Mm-hmm. And like our process is horrible, compared to like the ideal. Yeah. And I think that that's something that we're gonna, like Amanda mentioned, once we get into a dedicated space, then we can actually start working on it. Right now, we really can't. And
it'll allow us to grow so we can add employees. So then maybe like in my mind, I have like, okay, this employee is clothes and shoes. Like that's their specialty. They do the clothes and shoes. Then this one tests electronics or whatever. And this one ships type of situation. Mm-hmm. So they have specific things delegated.
Yeah, for sure.
You have one employee currently, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. One part-time employee. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Which has been great. Mm-hmm. Awesome. We always get so much more on our phones when she's able to come.
Yeah. Our oldest in the house wants to start taking photos for us of the new inventory. So I'm thinking weekends, and then once we have like, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, and then in the summertime, I can, work him like a dog. But for now, it's just, he's at that age where money is, he wants to have these hype things, and I'm not buying them. So he's going to have to.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to instill that work ethic in him.
Yeah. I have to come up with something to where he doesn't make so much money that he's like, oh, I'm just going to hang around you guys for the rest of my life and do this.
Give him just enough.
I'm like, okay, I'll give you until you're 18 and then go away for a few years.
Go find your own thing.
We like to call ourselves organized chaos because we have what we want to do in the day, like you said. But then if I get a text message from like my plug at Goodwill, and it's like, hey, we got a lot of shoes coming out in about an hour. I'm just like, oh, my day's ruined. I'm going to Goodwill.
Yeah, for sure.
And things like that. One thing I did want to mention, because you said you're find somebody for like electronics, is you guys have been very good at finding problems that other resellers deal with, and then you just somehow find a solution instead of just moving on. Like you found someone to repair your electronics. Yeah. So now it doesn't matter. As long as you see a combo player, you can just pick it up and you have somebody that'll fix it, and it still works within your margins to make money, which is amazing, because for a lot of us, it's plug it in the store, put in a tape. If the tape doesn't spit back out, I just leave it and move on.
Right.
So I think that's awesome. That's something else that you guys are that you guys already have in place. You found somebody that can resurface discs. I think that's amazing. Because a lot of games, like these kids don't know how to put that game back in the.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I mean, it's part of any. So we've said this for a long time. We don't want to be resellers. We want to be business owners, and part of running any sort of business is establishing relationships. So if you can establish relationships, why not, right? So with the gentleman who repairs our discs, he gets business because we promote him for free, and then he cleans our discs. For one of the gentlemen that repairs units for us, we're working with him so that he can eventually do something similar that he loves full-time, so he can quit working for the same corporation that I used to work for. So it's like you're partnering up with these people, but you're also helping them develop themselves and
or earn extra cash,
or for live out their dreams. So like, why not?
Yeah, I would talk to people you already know. I bet they have some sort of hidden skill that you can definitely make work for you or work for them too. That's all it is. We just talk to people and you figure out, you have that skill. We could use that skill. Would you be willing to let us pay you to use your skill?
Right.
For sure. It's
who knows, right? Like maybe 2 years from now, one of the technicians that works for us freelance now becomes a full-time employee, and now we're buying truckloads of broken technology. Like the opportunities are out there. Like there's so many ways to make money. Why not? Like what's holding people back from talking to people and figuring stuff out? Like that's the reason why our spreadsheet is doing really well. Very early on, when we found out, like when we started when we started our social media presence, I found out how many people were full-time and they had like no way of tracking their like inventory or their sales or their net profits. It's just like, okay, like what are you guys doing? So just providing somebody, like I made a free cheap templates and over like 200 people wanted a copy. Like it was the most basic thing on Excel, but it just helped. Like people just didn't know. Right. I knew because for the last 15 years, I've been working with Excel and in management and, jobs. So I know the software, but so many people didn't even know it was an option to do that. So now it's like, okay, here's something we can help contribute. At the same time, we can sell a product, but we can actually help people relieve stress because taxes and, accounting is not fun, So anyway.
And I think those are the two things that a lot of people, that's their fear of why they don't go into full-time reselling, or what holds them back is, I don't know how to do taxes, or, I don't know.
It's also simple.
How to keep spreadsheets or tracking inventory or anything like that.
Yeah. It's not simple for a lot of people.
It's not simple for a lot of people. I should rephrase that. It's simple once you understand the fundamentals of you just have to understand the fundamentals and then buy our spreadsheet and then
it's just utilizing. I think it's a good reminder, like everybody has different skills and different specialties, and it's really good to pool those, I guess. Right. It's very helpful.
It's fun. It's a lot more fun for me to build relationships with people than it is just to sit there and take pictures of jeans. It's
yeah. So one thing that you're talking about with the finding technician stuff is kind of like the barter system, which is how almost everything began before money was just like, hey, I can do this, you can do this, let's swap. And then also you're actually providing for the reselling community, not only just by making content, showing people what works and how you're getting through roadblocks, but you've also created a spreadsheet that you have tons of people that are already using it. And it's not just one of those like, hey, I sold this to you, good luck. Like you're in there helping people fix issues or,
I have a tech support group and we have, tons of people coming through and asking for help. So we are working on we hired out the 2022 version to a friend that's a professional. Hey, hey, look at that. Another relationship of someone that knows a lot more than I do. So the 2022 version is going to be bulletproof. We're also working on a professional, like a basic and a pro version, and the pro version is going to be exceptional and it'll be the best in the world. And then we're working on another project related to that. That's a hush secret for another, month and a half roughly. That's going really well that we can't wait to tell people about. But because we have competition, we can't just spill all of our beans, but anytime, it's fun.
Yeah, you're putting out a product. Obviously, we want to help people and problem solve because that's our name on that, right? So if it's not working and we're not helping you to figure it out, that's our reputation. So we definitely want it to be good. We want it to work for people.
Yeah.
That was the best and worst part of being a owner operator of the pest control company. Is like, it's my name on the line. So if somebody's like, hey, you're not doing this or this, but then at the other end, it's like sometimes people just unrealistic expectations is what I used to tell people. Like, but yeah.
Thank you, Matt Easy. I like it.
Yeah. Excel, I think is one of the easier things to learn how to use. If you ever used a computer. So toughest category is closing. Any advice on how to improve on your closing?
Like I guess, could you be more specific? Like brands to find or how to list them?
Yeah. Are you looking to improve your sales? Or are you looking to improve your efficiencies? Or, what? April, ask a more specific question because it's a very general question.
We just do jeans, and it's mainly because they're abundant and they're extremely easy to photograph and measure.
Yes.
When I used to do vintage,
women's clothing is so for me, like when she
I like it. I didn't think I would like selling clothes as much as I do. Like it was not on our radar at all when we started, but I like it now. It's so easy to pack.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, I got out of shirts. I got out of shirts more because it was people would be like, I'd list it, I'd put the measurements, and then I'd get a paragraph somebody be like, hey, this shirt says it's vintage, size large. If it was from the 90s, a size large in the 90s typically was 17 by 25. And do you know if it fits like a 90s large, or is it more of a 2000s era size large? And I'm just like, the tag says large.
It's large. Yeah. So April writes brands. So I think that the one of the best ways to learn about brands is just to see. So one way, and I know you watch a lot of our content, April, but if you go through, let's go to a thrift store and you look at a bunch of jeans, pick out all the brands you've never learned or never seen before, put them in your cart, find a used couch in a corner, and then just start looking them up and just type in, whatever, let's say Miss Me jeans, Express jeans, Levi jeans, and then just do a very general search. Levi jeans, toggle used on eBay, see how many are available, how many sell, and then just look at the last 15 sales and see what price points they're selling to see if it makes any sense. That way you're going to learn more and more. The more stuff you look up, the more stuff you're going to store in here, and the next time you know.
And then also watch resellers that are mostly Poshmark, because that has actually, they specialize in clothing. So I learn a lot of brands that I haven't heard of before through those sellers, because again, coming back to, that's their specialty. So I'm just going to leech off all of their knowledge that they're giving to me. And I'm going to put that into my own daily whatever when I'm at the thrift store looking for stuff. So the best people to learn from is people who specialize in it.
For sure. When we first started and we were selling everything, anything I touched, I was looking up. Just to create that database in my head. Like, so now I know what's garbage, what not to waste my time on. And then also you kind of feed or you leech off of other resellers. Like if I want to know about certain things, I know I can, like specific shoe brands that I might not know about. I know I can go to, like a Renzi Now or, Mr. Maverick and figure out things like that. And then also I'm kind of a nerd with eBay. I use Terapeak. I use that free research tool and I look up what is the number one selling shoe on eBay right now in used condition. Oh, it's a black men's Nike. That's the number one seller. So now in my head, I know when I'm at the thrift, I'm looking for black Nikes that are men's because they're the number one selling shoe right now. So you can do that for jeans, clothing, things like that, and kind of make that little list in your head. But yeah, definitely. I think that's another cool thing about the reselling community is kind of leech off of each other a little bit.
Yeah, why not?
And, some of us don't have courses, so it works great. Again, I always have to emphasize hey, I'm not knocking you if you have a $500 course. I just don't see why anybody would need it with all the
all the information is out there for sure. It's free. Some people, I think it's just your learning style. Because for me, I am a very good classroom learner. That's just kind of my style. So if somebody set up something very structured for me, and I was like, okay, so I'll be able to learn a lot more in this amount of time, that might appeal to me. I've never found any reason to buy a course either, but I do see why some people would like it.
I just always have to add that because people are like, oh, you're just knocking on. I'm just like, look, I don't care how people make their money. Again, if it just got in here, I used to clean up the worst part of everyone for money. So I'm not judging anyone.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Somebody said, do you promote your listings? They had their best week last week by raising their percentage. We do. Yes. All of our listings are promoted.
Yeah, we used to do 1% on everything. Now we do 1% on items that are in high demand and 3% on items that are lower demand.
Awesome. Yeah, Keith, it's not really an app. It's just called Terapeak. It's the research tool that's free on eBay.
Yeah, just Google it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. I love to just Google it. You say that in stories all the time. I'm just like, that's what I tell the kids. I'm like, why are you even doing homework? Just Google the answer. It's the school's stupid.
Why did you know?
School's just teaching you how to work a 9 to 5.
Just Google it. It's out there.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah, we promote the items that we know are going to sell quick. We'll do a low 1% promotion, and things that we know are going to be more of this is going to be a 90 day maybe sit or a long shelf item. We'll promote a little higher to hopefully work our way up on the page. Guys, we're coming up on the last 5-6 minutes. If you have any questions that you want, now is the time to throw them in the chat.
How many people are in the live?
At 19 right now. You had, I think, the highest of all live shows for the flipping live show. You guys hit 20. I want to say 26 earlier, which is awesome. So that's a testament to what you guys are bringing. Oh man,
I'm good. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew I put on mascara for a reason.
This has been like a really fun chat, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, I try not to structure anything in life ever, so I figured doing a show, if I'm just like, hey, let's ramble and see where it goes, and we talked about things outside of reselling, inside, and it works. Best flip to date.
Oh, we get that one a lot.
A couple of them.
$1,000.
Yeah, $0 and like I bought some vintage electronics, and one of them was a Marantz receiver, and we were already in a profit, and it sold for $900. So we paid $450 for like $2.5 grand worth of stuff. That was pretty good. I don't know any like specific.
Well, there was that 502. What do we sell for 1,500?
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. A reel-to-reel.
The reel-to-reel,
yeah.
Akai reel-to-reel was.
That was our highest sale to date.
5 into 1,500.
Yes.
And it was awesome because shipping was like $42. It's like, that's nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we don't chase hype items. If we find stuff that's of great value, great. But we want to build a business. You know, we have a kid to feed. We don't. We ignore like not every single, but like when someone's like, this is a huge bolo, it's like, well, I'm not going to go look for it. But
if we find it, that's great.
If I find it, I'll look it up. And
I usually tell people like that are getting into reselling, I'm like, hey, don't go out looking for home runs, because it's like the singles that are going to pay the bills. The occasional home run is like I can get dessert when I go out to eat, but it's like pretty much any like full-time reseller, it's just building up your singles and doubles. So if I sell 10 singles today and then, tomorrow I have 2 home runs, like that's great. But, consistent is where it matters.
100%.
You're going to, Daily Refinement, Chris said this a few videos ago that I watched. Somebody had commented on his store or on his YouTube channel that he's going to run out of inventory. He's like, I'm never going to run out of inventory because I sell mall brand items that are extremely abundant. You might run out of inventory because you're selling 1978 screwdrivers, or you know what I mean? Like you're finding these things that are extremely rare. You're gonna run out of extremely rare items because they're so hard to find.
I use him as an example when I tell people. I think there's 2 types of reselling that you can be, or you can blend it, obviously. So I guess there's 3, but you can either be the one that's looking for the high, where's my brain going? Sell-through rate, which is it's a good thing to have a keen eye on your sell-through rate. But then when you start scaling and you get into volume like Chris, it comes down to, hey, I sell mall brands and I'm making about $2 profit per shirt, but I'm selling 300 shirts a day.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with making $2 on a t-shirt because I sold 200 of them. So it comes down to, if you're small, sell-through rate that's your go-to, that's your Bible.
Yes.
And then when you start scaling, it's like, okay, well, I have to sacrifice some of that sell-through rate for volume, which is what we're in that transition period where.
Yeah, so are we. Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Our brand new shoe supplier that we have that's going to start pumping us 5,000-10,000 pairs a month. The ROI is it's a lot lower than our 70% sell-through rate on our used shoes, but we only have to take pictures.
Right.
So it's okay for us to make $9 a pair of brand new shoes versus $40 on a pair of used shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
We're selling more of the used. And that's just as you grow, these are things you're learning. I mean, I still live and die by the sell-through rate, but I'm learning that what I call the daily refinement method of, hey, it's cool if you're making $4 if you're selling 50 of them.
Right.
How the shoes going? They're going good. We're averaging, I think 12 sales a day of new and then some mixed in some used. So it's going pretty well.
Go back to Hillary's question. That's a good question. Do you think closing more of a numbers game? Again, I think Chris answered it. It just depends on if you can make it either. You can sell 50 items at $5 margins a piece, or you can sell 2 vintage t-shirts. It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah,
For
the more
sure.
consistent you are, the better, though. And that's usually just to meet every app's requirements. They want to know you're an active seller. So you do have to stay consistent. So it is kind of a numbers game, but it's more about consistency.
We have a gentleman that goes to our Goodwill bins, and all he does is jeans, and he sells them at the flea market, and he'll tell you his entire business model. He's like, I get them from here. I go to the flea market on the weekend. Everything's $6. I don't care what the brand is. I don't, because I'm getting them for $2. I'm selling them for $6, and I sell out every weekend. And I just repeat that every weekend. And so again, that comes down to clothing is definitely it really comes down to brands and how much you want to make. But you can literally sell anything. I mean, I've seen videos, and I've gone to his eBay store and seen Chris Daly Refinement sell freaking Faded Glory from Walmart. Like,
I saw like an Old Navy thing up there for like $10, and I'm like, I mean,
he sold this for $11.
$1,000,000 totally can't argue with that.
Right.
Yeah, because believe it or not, the Faded Glory actually has its own seasons too. So the jeans from 2 years ago that are from Walmart aren't the same jeans they're selling now, and somebody might just love the Faded Glory jeans from 2 years ago.
Yeah, you never know.
It is what it is. Ding ding, guys. That's the hour mark. I don't want to keep you guys. I know resellers are busy, and it's time for me to eat. I usually back out, let you guys finish the show. I always tell people it's kind of like Hot Ones, if you've ever seen that YouTube. I just let you in the show, and I just appreciate you guys being on. I've been watching you guys, following you guys for a long time, and I'm glad to have you on the show finally.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
We'll take one more question if anybody has one.
Yeah. One or two.
Call it a wrap.
Or something. Let's been Kings. Thanks. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining.
Yeah.
I always forget where to look because the lens is up here, but my face is down there. So thank you. Thanks for taking the time. I put mascara on for a reason today. Thanks. Congratulations to the gentleman who won the sneakers. We'll ship those out today.
Yep.
And look at them. They're so rosy.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, I haven't seen any questions, so.
Take care.
Bye,
thanks,
awesome, y'all. Thanks. If you're watching this on the replay, make sure you hit the like button. All of their information is going to be in the description as well. And I'll put a link for their spreadsheet as well, guys. So
thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.